What's going on, world? What's going on? It's your girl, Red. Welcome to the block. I got my homeboy Dave in the building from BTL clothing line. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? How's everybody doing?
Look at him. He's all radio voice and shit. Oh, radio Raheem ass. Nah. You know how we do. We got 3 topics. Let's start with the one you came with. Dope sound. Okay.
The intro.
The little yeah. What's your take on? Well, what was the question that you asked me off air?
Well, the question I had asked you off air, because I was like, I'm a fan of your the way your take on things, and also your humor.
Right.
So I thought that this would be perfect because this person shall remain nameless, but
right,
I saw someone on one of my social media, and it made me think if a person could be like a thought without actually being the whole part for the acronym, you know what I'm saying? Because, the acronym is what, that whole over there. But can a person display the attributes that might be associated with that behavior, but not actually have like a reputation for being a hoe, per se?
So it's this person does everything but like give it up to like multiple people. Basically.
Where they got like the whole,
the half naked pictures on the social media right. And the freaky what is it? What's the word? It's like it's giving me a blank. But like they just talk that like freak shit, but they not being like freaky with like everybody. Well, is it something like that? Or
yeah.
And that's not a problem. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, to be comfortable within your own sexuality, I always welcome that because I'm like that too. But not to a point where it's like, yo, she's ready to go. Like, it's not that.
Well, yeah, that I think that plays a part too. But I think with the whole, like with the, being like with the superficial, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like being up on everything. Like with the ratchet TV, you know,
right? She got love and hip hop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got the the trending purse or whatever,
right.
Like
She's
that
trendy.
type. But it's not just. I don't want to like. I guess what also made me think about it too. Well, one point was it could be male and female, but people that are like super trendy, super wanting to be seen type of individuals, but without actually
being that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, is that possible? Is that a possible thing?
It's a thin line.
It's
a very thin line. Not between love and hate, but there's a thin line to that too.
Right.
But to be in between being like thotty and then being a full-fledged thought. And I hate that word, by the way. Dave loves the word. Red hates the word. Like, I feel like people are being lazy when they say that hoe over there. Just say that hoe over there. Like, the fuck? Everybody.
So you're not feeling the acronym.
No. That's lazy talk. Like, that hoe over there. It took you like 2 seconds to say that as opposed to thought. Like, it's the same thing.
Right.
Whatever.
I just think it's funny.
It is a funny word. It's so almost funny. Like being nasal. You know what I mean? Flat. Yeah, like they sick or some shit.
You're right. It's real throaty.
It's real breathy.
Right.
My take on that, I mean, I think it just really depends on like if you know that person personally. I think that's what it comes down to. And then again, you have that problem where people don't know you personally, and so first impressions are very, very important. Even on social media, you gotta be a little leery of that shit too. So you can't give off that energy that's something that you're into, knowing that you're not about that life. Because trust and believe, there's gonna be people that will test you to see, like, true indeed, like, oh, she's about that, like she's really with the shit. And then, like, I mean, I don't know, it's a very thin line, and I think it really just comes down to I don't know. I think it just comes down to that person. Seriously, it's like their own preference of like what they want to give off, and it's tricky at the same time because you really got to be careful with that. Because if you give that energy off, not only is the person that is like reading your social media, they're gonna automatically judge you. Just that's what it is. People always like, don't judge me, blah blah blah. But if you're doing shit that it's gonna cause people to judge you, then I mean, not saying that they right, but it's like we're human. Like that's just what we do. We're prone to do that. Like if I seen you doing some fuck shit, I'm like, oh, he's a fuck boy. Simple as that.
Right.
Even though, like,
that's another term though. It's funny that you say that because that one.
Now that's my shit. Now that's my word.
And see, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't want to digress too much, but that one is like where like I feel like especially with the explosion of social media, like how that has changed. Like that word is complete because like that, like you say that to cats from certain parts of the country, and it's on like it's gonna be on site, like they gonna be, you know what I'm saying, because the connotation, the connotation's so different, you know what I mean. But it's funny because so what does that mean, person? Because it's like I'm not really as up on like what the new
Trina has a song called "Fuck Boy."
Okay,
which is like, but that term was like way before the song ever came out. I like that. I've described dudes as that. Right. I have a person on my Snapchat and I changed his name to that. Like that's how deep I'm with the shit. Like it was like it's not popping up what you was like want to be known. It was like, no, he's a fuck boy. I need to keep. It's like a constant reminder to myself to like not take him too seriously because he's doing fuck boy shit. Fuck boy shit would be like lying about simple shit. It's different to like. I hate liars, period. But it's one thing, like, if we're just kicking it, you getting to know me, all that shit, you shouldn't be lying to me out the gate. Right. Like, it's just simple math shit that you should not do. Like, if I call you, don't hit me with, like, a whole bunch, the cat ran out, the baby was crying, I rolled my ankle, I lost the ball. Like, don't give me, like, I'm sitting there like, the fuck are we talking about? Like, you get lost because that's what they want. Like, that's what a fuckboy wants you to do. Like, if I give you so many lies that he's hoping that you won't remember it with hopes that I can use this one again. Right. That's a fuckboy. Like I said, it's basically like a liar, an ain't shit dude, a dude that'll use a chick for like money or anything else, or sex or some shit like that. Without being honest, I always preach this, that with dudes, you never know what kind of female you're dealing with. Right. So you really just got to take a chance. And so if you really just trying to be like with the fucking and you ain't really trying to get to like, love, relationship, happy ever after, let her know that. Right. If you let her know that up front, then she can decide if she's with it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lead her in on false pretenses thinking that, this could go, somewhere else. And you already like, no, like, I literally just want to like bust, get in, get out. But she might be with that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, you never know what kind of female you dealing with. Because she might be like, yeah, I got a lot of shit on my plate right now. Get in, get out, get on with life. Right. She might be with the shit, but a lot of dudes, a lot of fuck boys would, take it as, I like you, I miss you. They spending like days with you upon days and endless time and all this shit and the communications, everything's there, all for them to just abruptly stop. They'll just stop talking to you without any reasoning of like, why. And they always hit you with like, boy, I'm going through a lot, some lot of shit going on. That's fuckboy shit. Right. Because honestly, everybody's going through something. Right. You can't use that. That's an excuse. Like if you just be 100 with her, like, I feel like you was like suffocate me a little bit. Say that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be honest with the person in whom you dealing with across the board. Like with everything you do. Like it's even with like with sex, you gotta if you ever had like something like an STD or, you know what I'm saying? Like you got kids, the seriousness behind having sex, you got to at least communicate that to a person. Fuck boys don't do that shit. It's literally like, you wouldn't even know what the fuck what's going on with them. They would just continue to do whatever you allow and then be like, and go on with life. But what pisses me off, like with fuck boys, they would get, like I said, get your feelings, your emotions all tied into the shit. Right. And then just like drop you. And so like I think there's a picture that goes around on Facebook that was like, nigga fucked the shit out of me. He gave me like the best dick of my life, best head of my life, and he just stopped. And it's like, and that's why motherfuckers go crazy, because like once you become accustomed to, good affection and then you stop, like that's like a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? It's like me hitting you off with like dime bags and then I just like stop coming around. You like, oh shit, nigga, I need it. I got to have it. And you start doing like erratic shit to try to find that niche. Like that's what it is.
Right. So that's what the okay.
For Red's point of view,
that's
what a fuck boy is, and I've dealt with the fuck boy before.
Right.
I'm only telling you what I've been through. I can't speak on if I've never been through it.
Right.
That's fuck boy activity.
Okay.
But he'll also, and you can also use that put that in the terms with that, because there's dudes on Facebook that would give you endless relationship advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta rub her feet, you gotta, run her bath water, sometimes you gotta do this and the third.
Right.
But motherfuckers be single as shit. And it's like, wait a damn minute. Like, how you out here preach? I think I made a status and because it pissed me off, and I was like, they making these long, elaborate ass statuses, acting like they a good dude and all this shit. All for them motherfuckers that have, I don't know, 6 baby mamas, 6 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, if you was a good dude, this good man, you trying to, act
portray like you are,
then you wouldn't be out here, first of all, reckless with the dick. You just out here, everybody.
Not reckless.
Everybody gets a baby. He turns into Oprah with his semen. He's like, everybody gets a kid. No, nigga, everybody should not get a kid. That shit should be sacred. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit ain't sacred no more.
Right.
That's what it is. Look at Murph in the back.
Right.
I got my boy Murph in here too.
So he's just shooting everybody's club
everybody gets one.
You're right.
But then get mad and be like, that bitch crazy. This bitch, she won't put me on child support. She won't let me see my kids. And it's like, look at what the fuck you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's the equivalent of being a kid. You're being childish.
Well, not holding, not holding yourself accountable.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes, we've all, everybody at one point in time has had unprotected sex. I'm not saying that I haven't. I had a lot of it. But
right.
The thing is, I didn't. But thank God,
right.
I didn't walk away with it. I got away scot-free without a kid and an STD. So when you look back at situations like it, you gotta be like, yo, God bless not a trap niggas. That's what it is. Because if you can walk away without a kid and STD, you live to fight another day on some Friday shit.
Especially if it is not with somebody that you just described as somebody that is you can't count on. Right. You can't depend on this person because of that, what they've shown you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get that. I definitely do, But I think it's one of the type of things where, we have it's always a different, or I shouldn't say different, but new. We coming up with these different terms to address, shitty behavior. You know what I'm saying? Basically,
and
you know what I'm saying?
It's also becoming acceptable.
What, the behavior?
Yeah, it's becoming.
Really?
I say that because there's a lot of people are in relationships where they're not happy.
Yeah.
But they'll give themselves the cop out to say, I'm with this person because we have a kid together.
Right.
And I'm doing it for the sake of my kid.
Right.
And for a person that does not have kids, what I hate is that I think that's an absolute cop out. Right. It is, because you're not doing your kid no favors by staying in an unhappy situation.
Right.
Because the kids pick up on vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So if mommy and daddy is not happy, eventually the kid is going to pick up on that, and the kid would not be happy. So everything that you're lying to yourself and saying the reasoning why you're doing it is now going to become null and void. You're wasting time. I think that's the biggest misconception. I said it on my Snapchat. The biggest misconception to a lot of people is that they always have time. Right. And you do not have time.
No.
That's one thing that you don't have, and it's something that you can't get back. So you got to be very careful. Yeah, I got a kid together, and at one point it was probably good and great, but as life transpires, shit happens.
Right.
So then you got to get to a point where it's do you want to be happy? It's about you.
True.
Self-preservation is it's a motherfucker, but you being happy is important to your kid.
It's absolutely
very important to your kid. If you ever break it down to your kid, the reason why you did shit, they're gonna look at you like that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unhappy situation. Go be happy, and just make sure y'all can co-parent successfully. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. You also don't want to paint somebody as something that they're not, because you can't say, well, if I do this, then she's not gonna let me see my kid. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. You never know. She might be mad out the gate, of course, because it's heartbreaking to her.
Right.
But eventually, she's going to get past that and be like, you know what? I'm tripping. I'm being selfish. Let me go ahead and just,
Well, I think the thing with that, the big thing with that is what I kind of learned, was that you're absolutely right. I agree with you that, life's too short for you to be unhappy in a situation. However, if you're in a relationship, it's not easy. It's definitely work. And it's I think you know, what I would suggest to someone if they were to ask me is to definitely like take the time to get to know the individual you
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, and I'll say, I know it might sound crazy, but if you could just work with that person, if you could just work with that person, I mean, you know, and talk to them and have that communication. Like, I think a lot of issues with relationships and stuff is lack of communication. I think that's I think that's the biggest thing, because it's like the thing about it is because like a lot of times, like, you know, you'll be in a situation with somebody that you're in a relationship, you're not even really their friend.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's why I told my homegirl that earlier this week. I said the problem with the situation that the situationship I'm dealing with is the fact that we was friends first.
Right.
Like that's my not saying best friends, but we were just like, we had that connection first. It was like we was playing 2K together. We was, you know, we smoke a blunt or whatever. We watching movies. we you know, everything's great. And that's like, I'm like, yo, like that's
what's up.
Like
right.
that shit sound fucking lit. All of a sudden, here comes the fuck boy. And like That's when everything changes. But then, like, looking back, it's like, I really just miss my friend.
Right.
Like, it ain't even the fact of like relationship, but I know that I can't be
effort though.
Yeah, and effort. I know, and I can't
sides.
be. Yeah, and I can't be the only one that like call you out on your shit.
Right.
And then you take off and run like a kid. Like, I feel like that's not fair to me. And so you finally get to a point where you be like, you know what? Even my friends wouldn't treat me like this.
And that's where I was going with that, because the thing about it is, you got people that you won't fuck over your friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that's somebody you calling your friend, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You won't mess over them.
Right.
But like, you might be in a relationship, or we probably all have relationships to like where we've been in people and like people have messed over us and you messed over them. You don't even speak to that person anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you weren't really friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that that's everybody's, you know, that's the, you know, because it's a general statement I'm making.
Yeah, of course.
However, just the point that I'm making is just that communication. You communicate with your friends because you're not on pins and needles, or you don't feel like that they'll judge you in any kind of way or look at you any kind of way if you say what's on your mind, because, you know, we all need that outlet. So I think that's, you know, maybe if the fuck boys, as you call them, you know what I'm saying, if they were probably to listen to the podcast and check out, like, listen to a little bit of your advice, you know what I'm saying, that might prevent
ain't listening.
They ain't listening.
Because I done pulled they motherfucking card. Niggas hate to be exposed.
Right.
They'll turn the bitch quick. Why the fuck you up? No, that's who you are. Like, and I think that's what it is. They get on the defense. Because like, once you expose, like, oh shit, she know the real me. No, it wasn't that. It was, no, nigga, you just got out it. You got to be, you got to get to a point to be man enough to be like, you know what? He was absolutely right. But I ain't got time for that shit no more. Because that's what they do. Everybody, I hate to say this. No, I love it. Everybody comes back.
You think so?
For me, I'm only talking personally. For Red,
right? So, do you recycle?
No.
Okay.
It depends. Well, it depends on the window. The window. It can be year. Like, no lie. Like, my last serious relationship was like 8-9 years ago.
Right.
He still like would hit me up, like inbox me on Facebook and shit. Right. Like, really like fishing, like trying to see, you know, how you doing, how you been, who this, why you know.
Like the old guy on the commercial, you know,
type shit.
Just throwing that, see what's out there.
No. And if this was, and don't get it twisted, like when that relationship like freshly had broken up, did we double back? Of course. Right. That just happens. Fast forward now, no. Because that's done. The window of opportunity has closed, and I've grown and evolved as a woman to where I'm like, yeah, I'm hip to the shit. Right. So you can't just come back and be nosy. Don't worry about my box. I just came out and said it, and I loved it.
Really?
I loved every fucking minute of it. Right. Because I was like, I said, I'm straight, you know what I'm saying? No boyfriend. My box is not neglected. You know what I'm saying? I get mine, whatever. She's fine. Because that's really what you hitting me for. Like, you ain't checking on me. You checking on her. She's good. She's not neglected. Right. She's getting everything that she needs right now. Loved it. Because you my ex. And you was like my first. So, but I don't want you to walk around with this like, yeah, you know, she's still waiting. And nah, hell no, nigga. Life goes on. Shit happens. But we going to move to this next topic. I like that sound. Okay.
It's like, you know,
it's
like gets your attention. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's attention getting.
Marriage, are you the type? Now, this is different. Because
definitely.
This is very different.
Yeah.
Because Dave has been there before.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
You're the type. Are you still the type?
I think, like my initial reaction to that, like in my mind, I want to say no.
Right.
However, I think that like with and I'm not gonna like bash my situation or whatever, but I think it was to use the church term, it was equally yoked. Like that's a big like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm telling you, I used to be like the person that I felt like I used to never listen to church. You know what I'm saying? Now a lot of this stuff is coming back. I'll be like, okay, that makes sense.
Very important,
right? But like I think that's important. Like if I were to, I'm not gonna sit back and say anything definitive. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh well, I absolutely ain't. But right now, I'm cool. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? But I think just going back a little bit, just touching back on what we were one of the things we were saying earlier, I think is communication. Yeah. Like for you to meet somebody and you don't have to pretend, right? You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds like super easy to do. It sounds like, oh man, I was like, I don't have to do. But a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, I think like for single people, you know what I'm saying, like, and myself included, like where you put up some defenses or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you are being fake, but you're not giving everything that's you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, okay, I gotta feel this person out to maybe, you know what I'm saying, see if they even worthy of that, So I think that I am. I would say that I am. Even though I'm not looking at nothing like that personally, I'm not. Right. But I would say that I am.
If it came along, then you would.
Yeah, if it came along again, I probably would. But like I said, it would just have to be somebody that I was friends with. You know what I'm saying?
I wish I could see my face right now because I'm like,
What? For me or for you?
For me.
Why do you say that?
For me.
I don't.
Don't wave me off, Murph. Don't you wave me off.
Now, why are you so hesitant? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm straight. I don't want no parts of that. I feel like, nah, you ain't gonna be with me. I feel like Red's daddy. You want some of this too over there? No. Get up off your ass, boy. Get in this car. No, personally, I don't think I've ever like envisioned myself like being married. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know the reasoning why, but it's
too much stuff.
It might be, but it's some deep rooted shit. I was talking to my homegirls about this like a month ago, and we was like, "Can we just have the wedding? Like, we want to throw like a dope ass party, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's really what it is. Like, we want to put on the dress. We trying to slay bitch. Like, I'm trying to do all that shit. Of course, I'm trying to get all that, and have, like I said, have a party, a dope party. But as far as like the paperwork and all that shit, right. And the coexisting in the same house, I don't want it. Right. But I mean, and that's where I'm at right now. Mm-hmm. That's subject to change, I feel like, unfortunately. Right, but where I'm at, like, I'm just like, because I've been single for so long, and it took me so long to finally get comfortable with who Red is, right? And I, figuring out what I'm gonna put up with, what I'm not gonna put up with, what is, all those things. Peace of mind is a beautiful thing, right. And like I said, it took me a while to get to that point to finally get it. Like, yes, this is what it is. So for me to have to be like vulnerable, which I absolutely hate being, and opening up to a person, I'm not with the shit. Because just for him to like, we was talking about this off the air, just for him to like wake up in the morning and be like, I don't love you no more, I don't want to do this no more, and just be out. I feel like I'm living for like the it's the fear of basically what happened like in my life. Because that's not to give y'all like personal shit, but my mama tell you this, anybody that she talks to, it was, Pops woke up and was like, it's easier, and they were married. Mm-hmm. It's easier for me to take care of, me than to take care of me, you, kids. And it was just too much, and he broke out. Now, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not putting my family business out there at all, but it's something to talk about. And I don't want that feeling, because I can only imagine how my mother felt for someone that you were like so invested in so much time, all these things, just for that person to wake up in the morning and be like, I don't want this no more.
Right.
Like, and like I've said it, life is full of uncertainties. Of course, I get that. But if I can avoid certain ones at all costs, Red's avoiding at all costs. Like, I would, I'm straight. Like, I said that on, I was on my Snapchat cutting up this morning. I was like, I'll probably be single forever. I was like, I don't want to meet the family. I don't want to meet your kids. I don't want to do it. I just don't. I'm
like you are.
I just don't want to.
Right.
Like, and the crazy thing is, it's like, I've never been that person to be like, I never asked the dude, when am I going to meet your mom? When am I going to meet this? When am I going to meet your friends? I'm not that girl.
Right.
Whenever the man feels comfortable enough bringing me around, he will bring me around. That's just how I look at it. And a lot of dudes would take it and just feel like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. Well, if you won't take that look at it, part of you might be right. Part of you might be absolutely correct. I just don't give a shit. But not saying that I would meet your family and be like, a bitch. That's not me. I'm not that person. Like, you can ask. I met Murph off of like a humble, and I never came off like, who the fuck is this? Get the fuck away from me. Why? I don't want to meet you, nigga. Like, no.
Right.
I can meet new people. Like, we just met new people before we did the show. I was hugging people I've never, seen before. I'm probably never going to see again. Like, I'm not that person, but I just want to give the people that's listening, I don't want you to think Red's like total bitch mode. That's not the case at all. It's just that I don't feel like breaking in new people if it's not going to be for long term.
Breaking in new people in the sense of like to your personal, like to your personal life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I feel what you're saying. It's like a closeness thing.
Yeah.
But what if you meet that guy that might be relying on you? He might be opening up to you and just being like every time you talk to him is da 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 da. He's like, you know what, Red? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just really enjoy talking to you. I just, you know what I'm saying? I could do, you know what I mean? And it's, he gets you to that point where he's like, you know what? I can trust this dude. What are you gonna do? You gonna barbecue a meal, dude? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Don't know.
Come on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, because it's one thing I feel you to be like the person that's like, oh, I don't want to be vulnerable. What if somebody makes themselves available to you? And you know what I'm saying? It might not even be intentional. They just might feel your vibe. It's something about you. You know what I mean?
I'm good. So, I think it's like I said, past shit. Mm-hmm. You makes you gun shy about like
right.
I'm looking at niggas like, fuck you on. What you want? Like, cause I'm not tooting my own horn, no shit like that, but like, Banshee's Block is taking off.
Right.
I got the 321 podcast taking off.
Right.
Crazy in the city. So anybody that
and they may have an ulterior motive.
That's what I'm saying.
There's but what if he's just like a regular dude?
You know what I'm saying? But there's like, it ain't even like
you just meet the handsome guy that just, you know what I'm saying, cleans gutters for a living. You know what I'm saying? And
the only motherfucker I feel like I would be like he completely with the shit.
He remodel houses and stuff, and you know what? You know what I'm saying? All he need is just, somebody to talk to. Or, you know what I'm saying? Somebody be there.
Like,
he won't feel like you there for him.
I'll be like, what do you want? Like, what are you here for?
This thug life over here.
Because I'm defending me. That's what it is. Like
I get that.
Yeah, I'm very, very protective of myself now. Right. Now I'm like, I still, back in the day, like I still would say, I carry myself as a brand. I would label myself as a brand. That's
a very, you know what I'm saying, just not to just. It's really interesting that you say that, because it's like I don't think a lot of people have an appreciation for that. Just not going back to that subject, but I think like if people saw themselves how you see yourself as a brand, and just how like you're trying to protect your image and what's really have that total control over what's online about you. I think people will probably do things a little bit different. I just want to say that real quick though.
Not like I carry myself like as a brand, and I don't want anybody to fuck up the brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been times, because it's played. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's played out to keep, wasting time. Not saying, I used to say, if you're dating for like 10 years, you stupid. That's just me. This is for me. Mm-hmm. I can only speak for Red. I'm not judging nobody, but for me, I'm not me. I'm not dating someone for 10 fucking years. I'm asking questions. And this is the person that beforehand was like, marriage would be the thing.
Right.
This ain't me now. So, but I would be like, if dating for that long is stupid to me.
Right.
What are we doing? Because 10 years, what are we doing? Like, we're just going to keep on boyfriend, girlfriend, like there's no job promotion with this shit. Ain't no benefit packets. Like,
really? That analogy. That's funny.
Like that's how I take it. Like, what am I getting from this besides, somebody I can just.
You don't want it to plateau.
Yeah,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because how certain times, like, a relationship can just hit that plateau and it just, like, nothing's really going on with it.
And I feel like there's no growth there. Like, once
right, exactly. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Like, once you hit that, it's like, what are we doing this for?
Right.
Because, then you got kids, people done got comfortable, and they just got used to you being there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not, they don't see anything past that.
Right.
Not saying, you could break up and walk away from a situation, with what you came in with. It's different for like when you're married, because then it's we got to split this, that time and all that shit.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, you got to ask questions.
Right.
And I hate for a female to get out here, because a female would brag. I hate that shit. Or anybody would brag. We been together for like 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, and he's this and he's that. I'm like, you ain't got shit but years, my nigga. Like, you ain't got nothing to show for it. Besides a kid, like, that's easy shit, because, like I said, a kid can be made,
right,
boom,
but what you mean
on
by,
accident.
What do you mean by show for it? Like, what do you
like,
mean by that? Because I think that's very, you know what I'm saying?
That's not, like, y'all ain't got, like, no timeshare nowhere. Y'all don't, travel nowhere. Y'all don't have a house. Y'all still living in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no.
But what if some people are okay with the simple things in life?
That ain't simple. That's low level thinking. And some people's like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
All the views that you are hearing from Red's mouth is only dictated for what Red wants.
Right.
I can't speak for somebody else. Me personally,
right.
That's not enough for me, because
so you need somebody that would be like ambitious with you.
Exactly, because the way that I look at it is, I always want more.
Right.
Like the little shit that I'm doing now. And, people tell me, I love the show. It's dope. The plays, blah, blah. And I'm like, I love it. Don't get it twisted. And I tell anybody, I appreciate that. Thank you for listening.
Right.
Stay tuned. I'm humbled. At the same time, I want more. Like, I want it to go beyond Specker. I want it to go beyond Louisville. I want it to go, you know what I'm saying? I always want more. I'm looking at the next.
Right.
What did he say? He said, you hustling like it's only, one day of this. He said, I'm hustling like there's only one more second left of this hustle. Like, that's how I look at it.
Right.
And that song was like, that's 2016 for me. It's like, don't bother me, I'm working. Like, that's what it is. So in every aspect of who I am, I always want more.
Right.
I'm never going to be satisfied with the status quo.
Right.
Girl, I'm giving you good D. Okay, I mean, is there more? Like, is there different positions?
Right.
Is it, you bringing in toys? You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want more. Like, that's fine. I'll give you that. Thumbs up. But I need more. Like, what are we doing?
Which I have an appreciation for your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely somebody that's in that same school where I'm just like, well, ambitious and still trying to, accomplish more.
Right.
However, we can't. Some people, you know what I'm saying? They just, they okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's got to be, we got to be okay with them being okay with that. You know what I mean?
I ain't judging, I'm just saying.
Right.
I ain't judging, Shawty. I'm just saying.
Right. But I feel you, though, because it's real, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's different, though, if that person's trying to impress you or say that, like, trying to make it seem like, hey, you need to be, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third for 15 years, you know what I'm saying? And y'all, whatever, still at the level y'all was 15 years ago. I understand that. It's
What Jay-Z said, ain't nothing changed but the year it is. Like, that's the only thing that changed. Like, ain't nothing else. Everything is still the same. Ain't nothing different. Let's get to this next one. I like the fact I'm in the studio and I could just get full rain on this motherfucker. Right. Y'all not even understanding the excitement. Like, Speck will be having me on the clock, nigga. We 35 minutes. Fuck it, nigga. We here. we just gonna go for it.
We're just gonna go for it.
Yeah, and if it fits on there, it fits on there. If it don't, it don't. That's what we gonna do. Shit, I'm trying to get to my next sound though, and the shit just got like crazy zoomed in. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Yeah, man. That midnight love sound right there. Okay, somebody asked me about the the phrase "in your feelings," quote unquote, is that a good or a bad thing?
In your feelings? I'm gonna be real. I think it's a time and place type of thing. I think that there's definitely maybe a moment, like, if you're doing anything professional, if you're offended or you maybe slighted or something like that, this is not the time and place to be in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Or
Stop
even
that.
if you are, like I said, you just might need to
Put your game face on.
suck it up and just go on and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying, for that particular moment. However, there might be a time being where you can get in your feelings about some stuff, like you know what I mean, like with the whole thing that's going on within the city. You know what I'm saying, with the basketball team. I think that's a perfect opportunity for you to be. It's okay. It's acceptable if you're a fan. It's acceptable for you to be in your feelings about that.
Let me tell you something. If you are not in the city of Louisville, all of us are in our fucking feelings. I mean, deep in them shits. Can't even worry about it. Ain't gonna stress about it. I think the reason why my homeboy asked me about the topic, his thing was, I think it was something about his girl or some shit. I can't keep up. I don't know why people keep coming about relationship advice. I'm single. I'm not gonna sabotage shit and be like, break out, nigga. No, but
you just need to call us. You know what I'm saying? Just to throw your email out there so they can just, you like the relationship. Exactly. Ask Red.
If you have questions for Red, you can gladly hit me at banshesblock@gmail.
There you go. And there it is.
There it is.
There it is right
and
there.
And I will gladly answer all your questions. I'll try to be as unbiased as I can be. put it like that.
Key word is try.
Try. We
make an attempt.
We're all trying out here.
Exactly.
I think for me, me being a Cancer, here I am, Zodiac time. It's Zodiac hour on Banshees.
What's your Zodiac sign?
No, they say Cancers are emotional and all that shit. Whatever.
Cancer women are something else.
Hey, watch.
There's no disrespect.
No, yeah, what up?
No, I didn't mean it in a bad way.
What are you?
Well, Virgo. Really? Really?
No comment. I have good friends that are Virgos.
Okay.
Like my cousins are Virgo. Both my cousins are Virgos, and we like best friends. So yeah, straight.
We're good people. You know what I'm saying?
The dudes.
Oh wow, really? Really? Just.
Anyway,
y'all hear that? Y'all hear that bus? Just ran right over me.
I mean,
there
it was. Boom, boom. Nah.
Right.
To be like, I guess being overly emotional about shit that you shouldn't be overly emotional about. You can't really dictate to somebody how they should feel or how they should deal. That's an
excellent point.
I think that's what it is. I can give you this, but I can't tell you how to feel about it. I'm gonna give you this food, and you're gonna tell me it's amazing.
Right.
And if you eat it and be like, shit's trash, I'm gonna be like, I told you what to say. Like,
right.
Say the shit's amazing. It's good.
Right.
It, like you said, in a business situation, you gotta put your game face on. That's just what it comes down to. You can't be in your feelings and different avenues and things like that. In a relationship, I say give them just enough. Don't give them too much, because they don't know how to handle it. If I was like I was telling you and Murph, like off air, I used to be like super crybaby when I was a kid. I was like I would cry. I would let you know you hurt my feelings. Right. That hurt me. Only for me to grow up and realize that life don't give a fuck about your feelings, like, at all. Life would run you over like, nigga, fuck your feelings. Get up. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to build yourself. You got to have a tough skin for the shit. So I've learned in the past, because I was open and vulnerable in my last serious relationship to the point where he didn't give a fuck.
Right.
And I knew that. Because, like, if I'm sitting here and I'm crying to you and I'm telling you, that hurt that hurts, don't do that, you should stop, don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you how I feel about it.
Right.
Only for you to just be like, is that it?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, babe, the soft eyes and the baby, I love you. And all that shit. Only for that person to, like, turn around and he was back on this bullshit. He was, flirting with other girls and shit like right in front of me. And I was like 21 at the time.
Right.
So I wasn't even like a full-fledged adult. So I'm sitting here like knowing I know better, knowing better and doing better is two different things.
Right.
So I finally got to that point. It was like, you're being uber disrespectful right now.
Right.
By even like sitting next to me and like inboxing the next bitch. Like, where my nigga? Like, I'm right here. Like, you can at least wait till a motherfucker leave. You know what I'm saying? To be flirting. But then like he would brush it off. Like, I'm with you though.
Right.
No, motherfucker, like, still respect the relationship. It doesn't matter if this motherfucker's on the other side of the world. Respect the relationship, because if I was sending titty pics to a motherfucker on overseas, you would be livid. You'd be like, why are you doing that? You a hoe. Okay, well, I can say the same shit for you. Like, why the fuck you in her inbox flirting and doing all this extra shit, nigga? You a hoe.
Right.
Like, you.
But I think a lot of times, and I think, man, I swear, might have to have a show where you just talk about, like, maybe how some things, like, males can be like, oh, okay, the behavior is acceptable for a male, but not the double standard. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that it falls into that a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, though, I think that people aren't appreciative of your feelings sometimes.
Yeah.
People don't, that you're, hey, I'm opening up to you.
Yeah, like,
I'm
showing you a side of me that no one else gets, and I need you to respect it.
Exactly. So it's the respect level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I think that's exactly what it is, because
I
in the situation I'm dealing with now, I literally was like, I got to the point where I'm telling you how I felt about that. Don't do that.
Right.
I hate when you do that. Don't do that. Only for that person to, like, they'll take some time. I call it hiding. Mm-hmm. You hiding from me with hopes that I forgot what I was talking about, and that I wouldn't bring the shit back up. Mm-hmm. Only for that person to apologize, quote unquote.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. Right. And I'm just this and blah blah. And it's like, I've heard sorry how many fucking times the shit's played.
Right.
Like, at what point do you be like, you know what? When I said this on Twitter like a couple of days ago, sorry's not enough anymore. When you apologize now you have to change. That's how you show somebody that you're truly sorry. I said, here's my analogy. I said, that's like me driving at you full speed ahead. Mm-hmm. I hit you. Mm-hmm. I look out the window. I say, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Only for me to back up and do the shit again. Right. Like, you just keep doing it. You're not truly sorry until you change your behavior towards that person.
And I think you're touching on something that's really important right there, because it's like right now, like we talk about social media and the different things that people address or whatever, talk about it, but everybody has a voice. Everybody has a let me take that back. Everybody has a platform for their voice.
Exactly.
However, so it's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It's a lot of noise out there. So how do you sit back and really kind of like break people down and like separate them for like, okay, who I can fuck with and who I can't fuck with, is action. I think that's what you just you just kind of touched on right there, and I think that's a really dope point. You know what I'm saying? So, look at Red. Just shine. He's just shining. You know what I mean?
I really feel like,
no. I think that's really dope that you pointed that out.
And
really.
I hate that shit. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, at one point, like at the beginning of the situation I'm talking about, right. I would be like, what I'm saying, I get it, because we all go and everybody deals with shit differently. I get it. Mm-hmm. And then it got to the point where that just became the new normal for us. And I was like, okay, ain't nobody dealing with that much shit at that fucking time, and everybody ain't cutting out and running.
Right.
Like, at what point do you... And I'm so fucking understanding it's ridiculous that you do not have to lie to me. You can keep it absolutely funky with me and be like, listen, it's this. The nigga just need a minute. All right, cool. I'm going to give you... I'm not that girl that be like, well, why, baby? Talk to me. I love you. I'm not that. If you tell me, like, that's what it is, I have no choice but to respect this shit. Mm-hmm. Like, keep it funky with me, because I'm going to do the same thing. Like, if I'm not... I used to get in these moods like, I don't feel like talking to nobody. Mm-hmm. And I would tell people that, and people would be like, ugh. Like, no, like, I'm just being real with you. Right. It's better for me to tell you I'm not in the mood today for that, versus me dodging you and then me hitting you up when I feel like it. Right. Now I'm being insensitive of your time, and that's not polite, because I don't want nobody to do me like that. But yet and still, fuck boys that do me like that, like, nigga, fuck your time. Like, but then come back, I'm truly sorry, and I'm dealing with some things, and it's like, cut it out, bro. Like, ain't that much deal in life at all. Like, how do you deal with stuff? You deal with it like a bitch, to me, from my point of view, because anybody that just like don't want to stay and fight and you just want to cut out and run, that's a bitch move to me. That's just That's personally because I think that's just.
But I think that's
how I was raised.
I think
though.
that's applicable to both sexes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's since like like anybody that like especially if you like like how we going back to we open yourself up. Mm-hmm. You expect that person to stay and fight with you. Yeah. It's like, hey, work. You know what I'm saying? Work with me. Work with me a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what you actually. That's what you wanted. All right, I'm giving it to you, and then you just want like you know what? Hey, let me go on and bounce on you, you know what I mean?
And hurry up and break out on a nigga like that shit ain't gonna work. Yeah. It has to be give and take. But you know what? A lot of people with dudes that they want a motherfucker to be uber loyal. Ride or die chick. I need a ride or die chick. Blah blah. Do this. You got.
The guys still say that?
Oh my god, they still say that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Please stop that.
Like eventually,
really?
Eventually,
no, that's a serious question.
They really when dudes put up, they like Woman Crush Wednesday, and they be like they baby mama or some shit. They be like I put her through hell. Well, I only say that shit. I put her through hell. All the shit we done been through, she's still riding for a nigga. And I want to get on there and be like, bitch, you stupid. Because don't put that as the caption for me. Because I look dumb as fuck. That makes you look stupid. I don't put her through some hell, but she's still riding for a dude. It's like, where are we riding to? Because eventually, like, the terminology.
Are they on the tart?
You know what I'm saying? Are we in the same cars that we came in? You know what I'm saying? Have we upgraded cars? You know what I'm saying? Like, we both rode in 96s. We in 2013s. You know what I'm saying? At least let some elevation pop off. But no, the analogy ride or die, eventually someone has to die. Like, that's just what it is. It ain't no option.
Yeah.
You're only going to ride for so long.
But, I mean, that Rough Riders album came out in, like, 2000,
and
though.
I fucking love the Rough Riders.
I mean, it was dope, but Jesus.
But them niggas ain't even riding dying no more. Like, them niggas still ain't no stage about ride or die. It's like, nigga, now we got kids and, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no ride or die.
You know what? I'm sorry. I don't mean to obsess over the fact that people still use that.
People still say that shit, bro.
Wow.
And be proud about the shit. That's my ride or die. It's my rider. The fuck out of here. Like, we sound stupid. Right. Like,
But I feel what you're saying, though. I was like, I totally get where you're coming from. It's just like, hey, it's like, I make, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I just disrespected this person as much as I possibly could. And we still together.
But that's basically what you feel like. I done cheated on her so many fucking times. Boy, this shit's ridiculous. I'm still out here cheating. But she's still riding for it, dude. It's like, she's dumb.
Wow.
Because the reason why I say she's dumb is because you only gonna do what a person allows you to do. Mm-hmm. So that's her fault. So if he cheats on you and all that shit and you still stick it out, no, like it's only like one time I'll be like, all right, but for me I'm like, nah, because one time is all it takes,
right? And
if I feel like, excuse me, if I apologize, well, if I accept your apology so openly, and we quote unquote let's work on it, because that's where everybody goes to after somebody get caught cheating. We just working. we working on us. Like, you ain't working on shit. You working on keeping her happy for at least 2 months, and then so you can break back out and get back on your fuckboy shit. That's what that is. I done cracked the code. Like, that's what that shit is. So when niggas listen to this thing, I'm like, shit, she know the deal. So can't use that on her. So much for that shit. So because it's a cop out. I'm not saying, they say everybody cheats. That's not 100% true. That's not, everybody does not cheat. I feel like they say that to kind of make you feel comfortable with your fucked up decisions. Mm-hmm. You have the choice to stay in a committed relationship or be fucking single. Like, what's the purpose of getting in a relationship, investing all this time, feelings, and emotion in a motherfucker just for you to run out here and go do the same shit with somebody else, and then you gonna try to allegedly cut this motherfucker off for you to run and be back over here in your quote unquote happy life? No, that's a cop out. To me, that's a cop out. Like, just be single. There's no reason. I'm not happy. Okay, well, go get happy, nigga. What the fuck? Like, it ain't hard. Nigga, I'm not happy. Well, you need to find something that makes you happy.
But see, I think that's the thing about it, is like, when you're dealing with emotion, it's so subject to change. And people, you know what I'm saying? It's like, in human beings, especially dealing with emotion, it changes so suddenly. It's like I mean, I'm talking about, it's like that Steph Curry crossover. You know what I mean? It's just changed on a dime. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like people might be like, you know, I've heard an individual say, "Ah, man, you know, I'm blah blah blah, feeling this type of way," and then not even a month later, be like, "Well, you know, this is the one for me." You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So and all of that's based on emotion. It's not necessarily like that's an emotional base. You know what I'm saying? Like that transition, because I think a lot of people, what you do is a bit different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which I think a lot of people have a more emotional approach to relationships as opposed to a rational approach. You know what I'm saying? I think the older you get, the more rational you are. You know what I'm saying? And if you're with another rational person, that's when a relationship can kind of flourish and do what it does. That's just my opinion, my observation. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, when you're young and you do a lot of emotional stuff, that's when, you know, you do a lot of things that might be irrational. You know what I'm saying? Just because you feel like doing it. You're trying to prove a point to somebody.
Yeah,
or
you
even to yourself.
To prove.
Exactly. And that's a lot of time of people that, you know, that I'm just, you know, because I can't speak for females. I'll speak for guys. Like a lot of times guys just do that just to son another guy, or just to have one up on the next dude. Man, well, you know, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, it's kind of jacked up, that outlook, but I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you got a lot of testosterone, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, you know, do something with it. I don't know. You know
this was a good one. I enjoyed it, and we didn't have no restraints on the time. Like, this is 50 minutes, bro.
Really?
You know, lit. No,
hey,
it's lit.
Hey, well, you know, I'm glad I got to come on. You know what I'm saying?
Do you you got anything you want people to follow you on, or
I want,
you got your built to
and you know, hopefully El Jefe, when he gets back in town, he'll come on. You know, we'll get him on here. But yeah, it's just you know, I would like for your listeners or whatever to go check out BTLclothingbrands.com. You know, I mean, and check out some of the stuff that we have. You can follow us on Louisville Built on Instagram, Kentucky Built on Instagram, Built to Last Clothing Brands on Instagram, Louisville Built, Kentucky Built on Facebook as well. And like I said, just check out some of our stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, you know, we got some things coming up. You know what I'm saying? We about to, you know, have some things coming up for the spring/summer. So, you know, be on the lookout for some of our new items that we're going to have for the people, you know what I mean? So, because that's what it's all about. Like I said, it's like, you know, when CD touched back down, you know, we get him in here and he can break down the whole background, you know what I mean? You know, so give you the whole scoop. He can give you the whole scoop, but you know, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but also I want to say thank you, Red. You know what I'm saying, for letting the guy come through and have his dope conversation with you. I swear, you know what I'm saying? It's like you know, like your perspective, man, is rare. Like people need to hear what you the ladies need to hear what you got to say. Like
I be trying to hit the girls, my homegirls around me. I try to like give them just a little bit of insight.
You try to give them a little bit,
and then like in return, of course, like they give me theirs, and I'm like, yeah, that's one way to look at it. Let me plug me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thug Jelena Jolie on everything. I'm on Snap, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook like page is Banshee's Block. I need them thumbs up and all that stuff, and to keep sharing. Got the 321 podcast popping off. Murph in the building, in the clutch in the back. Black, now looking ass nigga. Nigga love choppers.
I tell you, you know what? That's another thing too, man. Louisville got some regional slang that you only hear it here. And that looking ass, I swear, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm telling you, I was like, some of this stuff, man, I was like, I promise. Like, that shit originate from here. People don't even be knowing where it be coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
We got the 321, I got the social media pages up. We on Twitter at podcast 321. We're on Instagram now, 321 podcast. The like page 321 podcast. Also, we got some dope shit coming up. I think we got 1200 coming up next, right, Murph? Yeah, yes, sir. I got to do some research. So.
Dope. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
And yes, I need y'all to get my social media pages popping and all those things. That would be great. Y'all can even follow me on Snap. I think I said that, but I opened it to where like everybody can view my snaps and.
Okay.
Don't everybody DM me though. They do say it goes down the DMs. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of action.
See, we got a BTL brands on Snapchat as well. Snapchat, I tell you,
Snapchat's
we're novice on Snapchat.
You better get with it.
We're trying to get.
We're
trying to get there. We're trying to get there.
The goal is for me. I want my Snapchat to be like DJ Khaled's Snapchat.
DJ Khaled.
That
Snapchat.
Nigga's lit.
He's lit.
He like dude. Excuse me. He got a T-shirt with his Snap code on it.
Wow.
Like that's how lit he is. I said, see that. That's what I'm talking about. When I see shit like, I'm like, I want that. I'm trying to just walk up the street. Matter of fact, I might even find somebody to like print my shit out just so you can like scan the.
But you gonna have that though. You're gonna have that.
We gonna get to all of that.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
All right, y'all. You know what it is. It's Banshee's Block and hold on. I think it's this one. All right, we out. If it plays.